Let's talk pizza and how to get your hands on this essential pie while quarantined. Tiffany Chin here, your LA Realtor. Welcome to our video series, Small Business Spotlight Foodie Edition. So a lot of local restaurants have been forced to get creative during these challenging times. So we at Tiffany Chin Real Estate want to do our part in helping to give back to the community that has been so good to us. So we're featuring a different food establishment every Friday, and yes, you're not losing it. Today is a Thursday because we're doing something special by filming on a Thursday so that you can see behind the scenes of Village Pizzeria. So with that said, we're on location at one of my favorite neighborhood staples in Larchmont Village, Village Pizzeria, with the owner, Steve Cohen. Hold on one second while I flip it around. So great to have you on our show today.
Well, thank you. I'm going to pull this down for a moment. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you setting up on Thursday.
Of course, my pleasure. So will you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the pizza business?
Oh, about 27 years ago, I ended up buying my favorite pizzeria in San Francisco. I was in the clothing business in the 80s and into the early 90s. And for similar reasons that are existing in the world right now, certainly not a virus, but things changing and evolving. I was a clothing salesman in the 80s, and I played on a softball team with a bunch of ragmen, guys my age that were just playing recreational softball in the San Francisco City League. And when I moved to San Francisco in 1979, of course, we were looking for our favorite cultural food, which we include things like pastrami and you-bet chocolate syrup and a good hot dog and good pizza. And my brother had already been in San Francisco, so he had paved the way. And we found a pizzeria that coincidentally just opened in 1979, in the year that I arrived in San Francisco. And they were Brooklyn guys. So it was pretty much a perfect meant-to-be situation that we had hooked up with them. And then we hooked up with them to sponsor our softball team, and then we would go and drink beer and other consummatory experiences and have pizza and hang out in a place much like mine with pictures on the wall, very nostalgic and very neighborhood-oriented. Village Pizzeria, the original, in 1979. And then as years went by, I wanted out of the clothing business when my kids were younger. I didn't want to be on the road so much. Commissions were drying up, competition was increasing for imports and domestic goods. So I elected to find an alternative and was very shocked in sitting in the pizzeria to see a picture off the wall. And I asked the waitress, well, where's that picture? Why is that picture missing? And she said, well, the owner is moving and selling out his individual stores. He had 5 stores. And you know, my brain started going, and I thought that everything was pretty well meant to be. As you can see, I'm a pack rat. My father was a photographer, so my life was very much about images and high points and people and events. So I collect neon, and I collect clocks and beer neons and things of that sort. So it seemed to be in my brain almost a given natural that I have a place to put my stuff, like a gallery, my toys, and then I'd have good pizza, I'd be able to drink beer, watch sports, and hang out with my friends and good people, family and friends and customers, and essentially be like Village Pizzeria was in San Francisco, an integral part of the community. And boom, 25 years later, here we are.
Great. Well, you answered my second question, which was, what is it about the pizza industry that brings you so much joy?
Similar to what I had said, but you know, it's like going to a wedding or a bar mitzvah or a party all the time.
Right.
And I very much like the pulse of retail, being a part of the community. You know, I remember years ago when I did my apprenticeship at one of the stores learning, the owner said to me, get out and sweep. I said, hey, this is not my, just get out and sweep and you'll get a sense of starting your day and saying hello to some people walking by, those are coming, doing their essentials on the street, getting coffee, getting their mail, and they'll see you out being a part of your day. And it was very meaningful to me, and I've always enjoyed retail from my youth. So, you know, being a part of something is very important, and when it works, it's even more of a positive So that's pretty much, just being a part of it.
That's really great.
Yeah.
And what is it about Larchmont Village that you enjoy so much?
Well, similar to my growing up in Brooklyn and Queens, it was all about neighborhood and everybody knowing everybody, and that's essentially, Larchmont is one of those rare and pretty awesome communities. My kids went to school here. Everybody knows everybody. I live around the corner. And so, just a sense of community and belonging, and having the exchange between the customer and family, and providing a good product is a pretty unique and wonderful situation.
Right.
Yeah.
So your pizzeria is more than just pizza.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
tell us about your menu.
Yeah,
Normal menu.
We do pizza, pasta, salad, sandwich, soup.
Right.
We make our meatballs, we make our sausage, we make salad dressing, Italian and balsamic. We do our dough fresh the night before to proof overnight and then ready for the next day. We have a pretty limited menu, but I would say everything on the menu is pretty good. Everybody, there's a diverse, from spaghetti meatballs to baked ziti, a couple of vegetable dishes. We've evolved into gluten-free, and we've evolved into vegan for those who are either for life reasons or health reasons. We've decided to make that change and evolve. But the primary is pizza and pasta. Our meatballs are a hit. Beer and wine, a great selection of beer and wine and beverages, and pretty much dine in, sit down, take out, and delivery. Although things are changing radically these days.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of these days, we understand that everyone's businesses have been impacted by the stay-at-home order.
Yeah,
so how has that effect been with your business?
Radical, and completely.
Right.
I tried to be essential,
Mm-hmm.
but essential did not give me a pass for immunity from the virus. So I did 8 days being essential, and I panicked every day and did not cover my expenses,
Right.
which is another problem because, as you know, as a realtor, we've experienced high rate of rent on our street. There are 12 or more empty locations on our street, and it will increase radically after this is all over. So there were things happening, and after 25 years being here with escalations and options being increased, as you know, my rent is outrageous, and the expenses, the insurance, the cost of goods, the utilities, and everything that we have to endure, it was after 8 days not enough. So I didn't think that the risk was worth the reward. So I closed on March 25th completely to wait it out, to go quarantine, and to follow the local, state, and federal directive, including the CDC and the health department.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot that's
Yeah.
going on.
Big deal, yeah.
So in the meantime, I know that you've been very involved in the community.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that's pretty much a pride that I have of giving back, as you've expressed when you did your introduction. We're a part of this thing, and I donate to causes like the Covenant House for at-risk teenagers. I try to help the few that are walking around here not eating. I'm involved with Big Sunday, that is a community and citywide effort, pretty much a statewide effort to volunteer for essentials, to put people together. They have events, car washes and different fundraising where they help the needy, and we're very proud of that. Over the years, we've been involved with several other charities and support the firehouses. Alta Vista is another at-risk teens community, which we do cooking days where we go and cook pizza for them. And I try to give as much as I can for the karmic good vibe of it all. And I built a real good business. My family, my wife, my daughter, and my son are here. Of course, it's a little bit stressful at times, but we've made it through some pretty tough times, and we're hoping right now that we can get through this one. This is a major deal that was totally off the charts, and nobody knew. There was no plan and no preparation.
So unexpected.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so for our viewers now who have pizza on the brain, how can they get their hands on your famous pie?
Well, thank you. We struggled. I struggled with the notion of being closed, and cabin fever set in. So I had discussed it with a few of my guys who were willing to come on out and keep the place. Here's one of my wonderful and loyal guys, Adrian, and I just felt that if we were going to keep the place sanitized and clean and free of entry, that it was going to be okay to prep and do a limited menu, very scaled down. So we're doing a pop-up. I did one, and it was a pretty overwhelming response that really touched my heart. There was a line up the street here, as you saw,
yes.
And if we can, we'll post some pictures. Check our Instagram and our Facebook page for updates and some of the references to this event. But Friday and Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. we'll do 14-inch and 9-inch individual, plain and pepperoni. We'll do baked ziti. We'll do meatballs, and everything will be pre-baked. So just take it home and bake it 3, 4, 5 minutes at 375, 400. I elected to do it that way rather than choose off the menu, because then I could limit the amount of toppings, and I wouldn't have to have the guys at the oven for long extended periods of time. That I can very much control the time, and we'll do it Friday, Saturday, and whatever's left over Sunday during the farmers market. Again, be present for my community, a little hello, greeting, PR, and as supplies last. And as you see, we have t-shirts, sweatshirts, we have caps, we have beanies. We're hoping to promote gift certificates for later use for colleagues and family. And again, just try to be open and be present, and let the people know that we care about them, and we know that pizza is comfort food.
Yes.
And if I can give a little bit to that comfort, it's a little stressful for us because of our expenses, but I guess it's let's just see how it goes, and we'll improve it and increase it as time goes by.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're bringing people a lot of comfort during this
Thank
time,
you.
so that's
Thank you.
amazing. Thank you for that.
As are you.
Oh,
As are
thanks.
you.
All right, shall we go on our little field trip?
Yeah, let's go look around. We got some meatballs prepared. We're going to be mixing dough, fresh, hand spun. And then we are going to grate some cheese, and then we're going to have the guys come in tomorrow morning. We'll bake from 12 to 3, and then we'll be out front taking orders from 3 to 6 on Friday and Saturday.
That'll be perfect. We'll follow your lead.
Thank you.
Of course.
So everything we do here is pretty fresh. Ground beef and pork for meatballs. And as you can see, we got a healthy bunch of fresh rolled meatballs ready to go in to cook. And they'll be ready for tomorrow. And then there's good old Adrian. He's going to be mixing some dough. And we'll do a couple of batches of dough that'll yield about 150 skins, we'll guess. And again, we're breaking them up into 14-inch and into 9-inch. And that's what we'll be doing for the next few hours. And then back there on the same machine, we grate cheese on the big dog mixer. This is the lifeline of the restaurant, the mixer. We put the adapter in here, and we grate cheese on this puppy. Everything's hand done and fresh, and then we see what it translates into pizza for the public.
Very nice. All
And then,
right.
of course, in the front, the make line, and then we'll have the boys just prepare the pizzas tomorrow into the oven, and then we'll line them up in boxes, all cooked. Very simple. It would be similar to going to the grocery store, to the refrigerator section, and taking out a pre-made Village Pizzeria,
Right.
take it home and slip it in the oven at your convenience. You want to freeze a couple of slices for later, or you want to just put a slice in, maybe in the toaster oven or into the oven, and then as you eat it, I'm sure everybody's got a pizza that they ate and they didn't finish it all, so they kept a couple of slices in for the next day. So that should be something that
Sometimes. Doesn't happen often.
But Yeah. But you know, that's the deal. And we'll have beverages and we'll have beer in the bottle that they allowed us on our license to be able to sell, and go from there and just see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Steve, thank you so much for your time today. We're thrilled for you, and we really hope you all the success during this difficult time.
Well, in times of compliments, we share and we give it to you. Thank you for selecting us as your second week.
Absolutely.
It's an honor to be a part of it, and I hope it grows to be something fantastic.
Oh, we hope so.
And
It's fun.
you know, I hope you sell lots of properties, and this does not affect the property values in our community.
Right.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah. It's for our whole community.
All we are saying is give a piece a chance.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
To our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have another business you'd like to nominate, please comment below, and we appreciate you joining in. Have a great weekend.